Today is a very short day, but I do have about an hour here, and I wanted to go check. These are outlines that John made up. This is a very fine line. So what I want to do by the end of this session is just get a final size for this logo, because John is going to print up, and we're going to do some testing with making a stencil for this so we can paint this on in exactly the color gold that'll match the motorcycle. Now, because of his computer skills, he can raise, open this, make it longer, change the aspect ratio, change the shape. In this case, the point is on the top. But what I wanted to do is go out to the actual motorcycle and see, come up with a final size, a final length, and just see if that's about what we want. I don't want to have it too overbearing, and I don't want to have it that it looks like it's a little bit too small. And I think I'll be able to do that in the next hour or so. Now, I'm looking at this from, basically I'm trying to decide where the location of this, where it's going to be, and the angle. So it picks up this gradual angle, which pretty much is parallel to this line on the fairing and the joint line. At the original spot I wanted to put that on, I see the restriction is I don't want to, it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be as attractive with a bolt right there. Also, there's a crease in the fairing here that I've got to work around. So maybe this with the extensions is not going to work the way I thought it would. And see, that's the reason we do this. So I'm going to look around and see what are the other choices here. And that's the beauty of working with patterns instead of painting it all on and then you're married to it. Now, to be honest, I like it a lot better up there than down lower. And I'm going to look at that. Now, I got to keep in mind what I'm going to be doing when I paint the tank. This logo is going to go down because I have the radar detector up here, and I don't want it always interferes with that. It'll just look a little bit nicer since I'm going to repaint it. I don't want to leave it silver. I'm going to paint it the matching gold, not a close gold and not a decal gold. It'll hopefully be exactly it. So after playing around with this, I'm kind of thinking, I've got to think about this a little while. And yeah, I think up on that part of the fairing, that would just be just a whole lot nicer. Now, I also have another idea for John. I'm going to make him up a drawing to show him what I think. See, because we're dealing with a crease in the fairing right here. So I think you could have this just a little bit bigger out, this piece up on top. I'm going to see how that works out. But anyway, this is what I like about having what I call paper dolls to work with, because even the ones that are on the tail section, they give me ideas. I can look at how things look, and then for all purposes, before we get married, before we hear the wedding bells ring. But we're going to try to make a stencil. John has some new material he wanted me to try. We'll do a test on glass or on an old part, but I think I've figured this out in less than the time I thought it would take me. And having these are sticky paper, shelf paper stencils has really been a big help. It's helped me, yeah. When I even look at it from, see, I want to see the angle I'm really looking for is the angle at which you would normally see the motorcycle from, not from like what a worm would see. And I think that's going to be, I'm going to make up my little sketch and see what John thinks. Now again, because this is just thin lines, and if I eliminate the box around it, and I'm just thinking, see, I want to have all the choices. And I always do this on the phone with John when we make these templates up, because he can infinitely change those templates. So what I want to do, I want to give him a call right now. I want to give him some dimensions. I'll have him make up some more paper dolls. And before I move on, see, now the reason I want to do this, I don't want to take the top fairings off the motorcycle until I finalize. I thought the logo was going to go there. I kind of like it up here better. Well, yeah, and that's why we do this. And I always like doing these kind of things by a committee vote. You know, another thing I have to keep in mind, I would like to have the angle of this and the angle of that lettering to be equal. Of course, I would have to have both of the stencils to do that. But the advantage here too is I can work right off of that reference line. See, here's what happens. And I know people that don't do a lot. If you put this, just putting it random. Yeah, I don't know. See, that doesn't match. That angle doesn't match that. So they've got to be somewhat. It doesn't match the angle of that. But if I do it very carefully, and I know this might be boring. People want to see. I got to do this with one hand. If I pick up that line, and these are all parallel. When I put the decal up here, the Kawasaki decal, if I can get that and that and that to all be parallel, I think that'll be worth the effort. But anyway, I'm going to give John a call right now and see what he thinks. And then have Karen come out here. Believe me, Karen always gets the final vote. So what happened here is John was out. He's got things to do, of course. He's out in California. And so what I'm going to do is, he's not available right now. I'm going to take a short ride on the motorcycle. When I get back, I'll have that conversation. And it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Well, with all the shop work done for the day, the temperature has warmed up to the mid-40s. And I've got a couple hours to get a really nice ride in. And actually, the sun came out. It's bright and sunny. And we don't want to waste this opportunity because you never know when the real winter's coming. At this time of year, we never want to waste one day because, boy, winter comes quickly. We get that first snow. And anytime we could sneak a ride in, of course, we're very happy to do it. Where did all these leaves go? Where do they go? Amazing. Well, anytime we can steal a ride in this time of year. Wow, I think we had the best 3 hours of the day here, but I gotta get back on the phone with John. I gotta work on those logos tonight. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.